What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So today we're going to do a late edition of the stimulus check update, and this is going to be focused on the eviction assistance, the executive order that President Trump signed. And when he signed this, there was always talk of, okay, this is just an assistance program, but there was some wording in this executive order that said that you could not be evicted if you are like at risk of spreading COVID-19 or something like that, something to that extent. And so the CDC has stepped in, and we're going to talk about this because this is really good news for people who are facing eviction and people who are struggling to pay their rent. But first, if you guys could do me a favor, please hit that like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. We do daily videos and live streams on the weekends. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so we are looking at an article here, and this is from US News. And we're just going to go over this article, and there's some good information in here as far as details when it comes down to it. So just reading the headline here, US CDC issues temporary halt on residential evictions to combat virus. And so what's going on is the CDC said, okay, we can go a little bit further with this eviction assistance, and we can temporarily keep people from being evicted. And they've done this is actually good. This is really good that they've done this. And I think this is going to help a lot of people who are struggling right now. Now, there is a caveat. So we'll talk about that too. This is not a forgiveness of rent. This is, you're still going to owe the rent. So that's something that's important to note. But basically right here, the first part here, the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention on Tuesday issued a sweeping nationwide order temporarily halting millions of U.S. renters from being evicted in a bid to reduce the spread of COVID-19. All right, so the whole goal here is the CDC saying we don't want to spread the virus, so that's why we are stepping in and having this temporary halt. All right, and these are the people who qualify. So basically they're saying first off, the order is through December 31st. So that's the deadline. So this will take you throughout the end of the year. And we're looking at income ranges, $99,000 for an individual, $198,000 for a couple. Now it's interesting that they use those numbers, right? And later on, it will explain why they use those numbers. And it'll make it a little bit easier for people to understand. Well, do I qualify? Don't I qualify? It'll make it a little bit easier. Okay, so basically, if you did not report any income in 2019, then you automatically qualify. If not, they are going to look at your 2019, or I guess they would even go back to 2018 if they needed to find out how much income you really made. So if you made less than 99,000, then you'll be fine for an individual. And if it's a joint filing, it's going to have to be under 198,000. Okay, so the renters, you're going to need to file this declaration, right? This sworn declaration, basically indicating that you're in hardship. That if you had to pay your rent today or tomorrow or whenever, you would be homeless because you don't have the money to pay your rent and pay for everything else. And so you do have to fill out this sworn declaration. And they even go a step further. If you are lying, if they can find out that you're lying, you will be prosecuted and you could go to jail. So this is a very serious situation. You don't want to be that person who is trying to take advantage of a situation and end up in jail because of this. And you're really not taking advantage of anything because you still have to pay it. And you'll probably end up having to pay back more, and we'll go into that because they talk a little bit about that. So you're not really getting away from paying. You still have to pay. It's just a situation where you're just pushing it down the road. And the administration is basically saying that you should try to pay a portion of your rent. So let's say you can't pay all of your rent. Say your rent is $1,200. You can't pay the whole thing. If you could pay $600, that would still be better than not paying anything at all and just pushing it all down the road. This is just giving you an opportunity to not have to pay your rent if you really can't. But if you can pay some of it, it would probably be better if you paid a little bit. So that's what they're saying there. Now, moving on down, you could still be evicted. You can still be evicted for other reasons. So don't think now the financial thing, if you can't pay rent, that's one reason why you can't be evicted. But let's say there's some other issues that are going on. You're having fights with your neighbors or what have you. You could still be evicted for those reasons. So don't think you're immune from being evicted, period. You're just immune from being evicted for not paying your rent. All right. So, and Stephen Mnuchin, now he was testifying earlier today, and he indicated that, look, we still need to have something. Congress still needs to bring something to the table, approve a bill for rental assistance. Now, the House already approved a bill, the HEROES Act, and it did have rental assistance. It had like $100 billion of rental assistance, and that's what it's saying right here. So they've already done that, but Stephen Mnuchin is just indicating, hey, look, we still need something. We can't just go off this the CDC temporarily halting the evictions. We need something else to go with that, some type of funding. And that's what they're focused on here. So now here's this wording I was talking about from President Trump's executive order. So reasonably necessary to prevent the further spread of COVID-19. And so that's what they're basing, the CDC, that's what they're basing this temporary eviction moratorium on. So that's good. I mean, it's going to help a lot of people, I think. It's going to keep people in their homes. And one more thing I want to mention here. It says a firm. Now, they don't give the source. They don't tell you what firm it is. Estimated more than $21.5 billion in past due rent is owed by Americans. So right now, that's what we're looking at. We have Americans that owe that much money when it comes to rent. So this is good news. Now, the big caveat, like I was saying, is you do have to pay this back. Okay, so this is not one of those situations where this is being forgiven. This is a situation where this money is still going to be owed. And so if you could pay your rent now, continue to pay your rent. But if you are struggling, then this is what this is for. Because what's going to happen in January, you're going to have people who are going to owe a lot of back rent, and also they can add on fees and things like that. So you might have to pay even more. So you're not really getting away with anything. They're just pushing this down the road. And so I thought it was good news. I wanted to share that with you guys. So if you guys are struggling, this is some help for you, at least right now, temporarily. And then let's hope that a stimulus package is signed very soon, and it does have some type of rental assistance in there that might be able to forgive some of the rent, the back rent. So we'll just have to see where that goes. And the last little thing I want to talk about is why are they using $99,000 and $198,000? Or they're using that because if you received a stimulus check, then you qualify. That's basically what they're saying. So they're using the same numbers, the same criteria that they used for people receiving stimulus checks. And so if you received a stimulus check, guess what? You qualify. You don't have to go any further or think anything else because they already know what your situation is. So it's easy for them to say, okay, yep, you know what? We did send out a stimulus check to this person, so this person does qualify. So that's why they did that. So that's all I have for you guys today. But the question I have for you is, do you think this is good news? Do you think this will really help renters? Let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.